What's up, YouTube? Infernal Silhouette here again, and I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but I decided to make a comeback today. I've been working a lot with my Genex deck lately. I've been getting a bunch of new cards for it, and I changed up the Synchro deck a little bit, so I'm re-uploading the whole deck profile. Alright, I'm going to start off with the main deck right now. Alright, I'm starting off with the tuners. We got the 3 Genex controllers. They're the main tuner of the deck, and they're just all around good. You know, 3-star tuner. You know, they can be searched out pretty well. Then we got the special summoning power of the deck, which is 3 Genex Overseers. The Overseers, for who haven't seen my video last time, pretty much they're used to quick sync, because you use them with like Changer or something, and I'm gonna bring it out later, and you have an automatic 5-star. You go for Catasta or something. All right. Now I'm going to move on to the search power. We got 3 Genex Neutrons. Now, the Neutrons I'm using because they search out a controller most of the time. So they're just good with that. Alright, then we got the 2 Genex Searchers. They're mainly used, I usually use them with Crusher, because Crusher's good 2000 defense beat stick. And his effect is really good, which I'll read when I come up to him. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see this all that well, but this is actually the dual terminal Genex Searcher. So, I'm pretty happy I was able to come into one of them. What else we got? We got the attribute control of the deck. The Genex Ally Changers. I usually use him with Overseer. Although sometimes I will use him when I sync for 8 and go Vindicate, you know, change to Wind. But yeah, I'm going to use that. What else we got? Alright, we got the main power of the deck here, the 2 Genex Armies. I use him because pretty much when he's synchros, or when he's tribute summoned, sorry. When he's tribute summoned correctly, you blow up one random thing on the field. So it's pretty good because it knocks out back rows, or if you got like a really strong monster on your opponent's side of the field, you know, summon and then, oh, it's destroyed. Now we got another nice little card that I like to use, Genex Ally Crusher. I'm only running one of him right now. I'm thinking of running another one, but yeah, he's pretty good. He's 4 stars, 2000 defense, and his effect is just really, really broken. Because when a monster with the same attribute as this card is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can select one card your opponent controls and destroy it. So he's free destroy power pretty much for this deck, which is good because this deck does run a little bit slow. I try to speed it up as much as I can, so it does actually go a little bit fast. But yeah, it's not, you know, meta or anything, so don't expect like meta out of it. But alright, next we got Genex Solar. Genex Solar is pretty much good because 25 attack beat stick. He only requires 1 tribute, and pretty much he works when you're syncing, because if you have him and then your tuner and another monster you want to sync with, and they're both Genex, then your opponent will take 1000 damage on top of you getting a synchro summon, because it's removing 2 Genexes from the field. So it's really good with that. We got our Genex Accelerator. I forget who posted to me last time when I asked this question, but whoever did, I thank you. I did find out that when Accelerator is summoned, you can bring out the Genexes that you draw, too, from his effect, because you reveal it to special summon it. So I'll usually use that along with, I don't know, like Controller or something. Like, I draw into Controller and then sync, and then I can summon again with my normal. So I usually do that. That's pretty good. What else we got? Alright, we got Genex Worker. This card is really, really good when you get into the Synchro deck, which I have over here. Because what happens is he's wind attributed, so you can use him to sync out, like, Vindicate or something. Yeah, mostly Vindicate that I use it with because he's wind and requires the non-wind attribute. It's just good if you don't have Changer with you. So that's definitely something useful with him. Then we got Duradark. Duradark is very, very, very good with Changer. Because if your opponent has something strong on their side of the field, like, I don't know, Archlord Christia, just because I see a lot of people running agents now. Archlord Christia. Pretty much, you can get him off the field for a turn by summoning Duradark and then using Genex Changer's ability to change him to Light Attributed, and then he can use his ability to destroy Christia. Which is pretty useful, in my opinion. It's won me a fair amount of duels. Then again, I have been playing against, like, half-wit, whatever, agents, so, yeah. Alright, then we got Gores. Gores is pretty much the backup card of this deck. Because, yes, this deck does revolve around sinking a lot, and this is why Gores is really good. Because, say you have only 2 monsters on the field. You go and sink your opponent, like, Bottomlesses or Warnings or Judgments or something. Alright, so now you're out of monsters, but you would have Gores in your hand. So, your opponent attacks, okay, whatever, I take damage, but now I have Gores and the token. And you can sync with the token. So, 7, you have, like, Overseer, you sync right into 8. Or 9, sorry. Yeah, so that's just pretty good. What else we got? This card I found to be very, very useful. It's Mist Valley Soldier. He comes out of Hidden Arsenal 1. He is a 4-star tuner. Now, I know that a lot of people use Debris Dragon when they're talking about 4-star tuners, but I find Mist Valley Soldiers a lot better because not only is he a 4-star tuner, but he also has 1700 attack, and when something attacks him, even if he gets destroyed, it bounces. Because with his effect, whatever attacks him gets bounced at the end of the damage step. So I find that pretty useful because it brings out the nice defense that he would have. Because if he was in if he was face down and your opponent has like Blackluster Soldier out, because I know they changed that, so now you can run him. Change him. So pretty much flip, and then you got, it bounces him during the end after the damage step. But I also like using him because he's a 4-star tuner, because I'll use him with I'll use him with like Neutron or something, and then you can sync right into 8. So that's pretty good. You go for like Stardust or something. It's coming a lot of handy so far. Alright, that's it for the monsters. I'm going to move on to the magics now. We have Burden of the Mighty. Now, I know this doesn't really seem like something that you would use in this kind of a deck, but I like using it because it gives you that extra beat power. Because a lot of times with this deck, you'll find, oh, well, I can't beat my opponent's monster by like a couple hundred attack. This card helps that a lot. It also reduces the amount of damage that you take, so you don't lose as quickly should you dead draw or something. What else we got? We got Heavy Storm. I use Heavy Storm, obviously, because it's good. That's really all I'm going to say about that. It's pretty much a staple now. Book of Moon, staple. Swords of Revealing Light I use because it gives you that extra time to sink into what you'd need. So yeah, I'll use that. Monster Reborn, staple. Scroll of Betwitchment is pretty much good, again, if you don't have Changer. Because if you don't have Changer and you still need to change the attribute to go for like Vindicate or something, then this card will help you a lot. Lightning Vortex, I guess you'd call it a staple. I just don't like using Dark Hole because it destroys your monsters too, and I don't like that. So I use Lightning Vortex instead. United We Stand, again, it gives you that extra like beat over power. I like using this with Gores because Gores uses the token with him when he's summoned. So if you can manage to keep both him and the token on the field, you're gaining 1600 on top of his 27. So that's really, really good. I'll sometimes use him with like Locomotion or something, but yeah, United We Stand's pretty good in this deck. Pot of Avarice, sorry, pretty obvious in this deck because you need to recycle your tuners. What else we got? Pot of Duality. This deck doesn't really special summon a lot unless you have Accelerator or like Overseer. So Pot of Duality does come in handy a lot to get to the cards that you'd need. What else we got? Dark Core. Dark Core is pretty much really good because it's you discard one and then you can remove from play one monster. So it's pretty useful. What else we got? 2 MSTs. I'm not running 3 because I feel that can turn into a big dead draw. And the last 2 I have are 2 double summons. Obviously, this is just for speeding up the deck, and it comes in a lot of handy. Alright, now we got the traps. Dark Bribe. I use this really mostly just to negate Mirror Force because it's just useful. Because I really can't tell you how many times that I've synchro summoned, and I have like one really good synchro monster on the field, and then like a couple supports, and then I go and attack, and oh, flip Mirror Force, you're screwed now. So I use Dark Bribe to negate Mirror Force. I like it a lot better than using like Judgment because I don't like having to pay life points. That's just a personal preference of mine. Speaking of Mirror Force, that's the next card right here, which is staple. I'm not going to bother explaining it. Starlight Road is pretty much because when you have like a good field setup and you don't have like Dark Bribe or you get like Darkhold or something, you flip Starlight Road and you get another free monster and it negates the destruction of your monsters. So it's pretty useful. It also does work on back rows too, so it's pretty good. Yeah. Alright, next we got Compulse. That's pretty much a staple. Warning, again, staple. Magic Cylinder I use for attack negation because it's just good. It's also good to, like, I don't know, I've finished a couple of my opponents using this because it's like they only have a couple of 100 life points or like 1,000 life points or something left because they would like Judgment or Warning that much. So you pretty much like you let them attack and you flip Cylinder on them and it's game. What else we got? I only run one Bottomless in here. It's pretty much to prevent dead draws. It evens out the deck a little bit more, and pretty much you have enough destroy power with this deck as it is and negation power. So I only run one Bottomless. And then last we got Judgment, which is pretty much just the staple. Alright, so now I'm going to do the extra deck. So we got 1 Locomotion R Genex. He's pretty good because he's 9 stars, 2,400 attack, and he gains control of your opponent's monster with the highest level. So he's really good. Next we got Brionac, pretty much staple. Ally Justice Catastor, staple. Iron Chain Dragon. I use him because he's a very, very good 6-star. Because he's 6 stars and you get 2,500 attack. He's probably the most frequently synced monster I use. Because whenever he does battle damage, you have to discard 3 off the top of your deck. So I use that because it's really good in thinning out your opponent's deck, especially when it's like agents or something. Yeah, it's pretty good like that. Then we got Stardust, staple. I used to be running Mistworm in this deck, but I took him out for obvious reasons. So now I'm running Ally Justice Field Marshal, just because it gives it that extra kick and attack power with 2,900 attack. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty much draw power for this deck, which is pretty much what